Enter and welcome to Rens Red Room on the Head Nerds in Charge Network.
Hello, guys, and welcome to Rens Red Room. Good evening. I wanted to say thank you to everyone that participated in last week's Rens Red Room. I appreciate all the comments, and this is how we learn, guys. We have to communicate. We have to, speak your mind fluidly, and this is what the show is all about. It's about getting everybody's opinions and inputs to maybe this person is right, maybe this person is wrong, maybe it's good to get multiple dialects, and that's what I love about the show, to get everybody's thought process. I have a special guest here today. If you want to introduce yourself.
Okay, good
Sir.
evening. Good evening. Just want to say you are over there looking quite lovely and beautiful.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you inviting me to the Red Room. I am Sir Leezus, Central Sadist Dominant.
Okay. I appreciate you being here.
I appreciate the invitation.
Okay, then.
We can appreciate each other all night. I'm with it.
Yes. We need the appreciation back and forth, guys. My boobs are sitting today. Hold up. I don't know if it's the light or what's going on. But yes. So if you want to explain what you do for a living, sir.
So I'm a professional dominant. So I am in the BDSM community. I specialize in impact play, sensory play. I'm a master of seduction, tease, torture, do electric play, anything that puts a smile on your face or pushes you to that edge, right to getting that ultimate level of ecstasy. I am for it.
Yes. That sounds good to me.
Yes. This is my lifestyle.
Okay.
So, yeah.
What made you get into this lifestyle of yours?
Well, actually, I actually started as a swinger. So I was a swinger in the swinger community. My ex introduced me as an exhibitionist. So, if you know what exhibitionist is, we would go and we would play with each other, be intimate in front of a crowd at a public event, it's acceptable to engage in, and of course, not like going to a play at the theater and where, discreetly, but like going to swingers clubs, parties and stuff like that, resorts and everything, and waiting for a nice crowd to get there and then starting to become intimate. So I was doing that. And then I was going to a lot of parties. And as I'm going to parties, you see different things at different parties. So I came across my first taste of in-person BDSM, just seeing, and a lot of it were, the women that were doing it. And I saw that and it sparked my interest. And then the first time I saw a guy actually doing it in person, it kind of really, really took me there. And I decided to research and study myself. And then I had a lady approach me and ask me, are you a dom? And I'm like, am I a dominant male? What do you mean? Like, am I a dominant person? Yeah, I'm a dominant male. She said, no, are you a dom? Are you a practiced dom? Are you in the BDSM community? I'm like, no, but I'm a dominant man. I'm all woken up and like, I'm a dominant man. What you saying? Like, and
right.
that right there, she was like, your energy, you would make a great dom. And that was my cue. That was my sign I was already kind of like seeing it. But then when I pieced it together, I'm like, oh, this is what she's referring to. So then I started to educate myself and, research stuff, go see stuff live. And then now I'm intentionally looking for it as opposed to coming across it. Then I took it from there and sheesh, what is it? 18 years later, I am here.
18 years later?
Yes, I've been doing this for 8 months. Yes, I've been doing this for 18 years. 18
wow. Years. That's incredible.
Yeah,
I mean, you got me smiling and you just been on here for 2 minutes.
Oh, all right. Give me a weekend.
Oh.
You'll have a whole different perspective on life.
Okay, so do you want to describe? You have your classes. Is it your full-time gig job? Is it a life choice? Is it a career? What do you would you describe? You do?
I actually still have a career. I'm in the mental health field. I've been a
Oh,
behavioral health specialist for, sheesh, 19, 20 years. About 20
oh
years.
wow.
I've been a behavioral health specialist. Right now, and a lot of people think I do it full time because I do it so much. It's typically on the weekends.
Mm,
But I run 4 residential group homes.
okay.
So yeah, but I even though I am a professional and I do get paid to do the BDSM stuff, though, this is still just me being able to get paid for a life that I would live for free.
Nice. Smart marketing.
Yeah. So it doesn't hurt, somebody like I'm flying out tonight. That's why, I was trying to squeeze this in because I know I wanted to do this with you last week.
And I
But I'm
appreciate
yeah,
it.
I
I
literally
feel
have
special and honored for you to be here. I really do.
see now I'm smiling over here.
Okay, so you're like a therapist, a psychiatrist.
Well,
What would you?
my regular vanilla job. I'm a program manager, so I run the houses, staff the houses, support with the ISPs, the service plans and all that stuff. So I mean, if you're into mental health, it's exciting. If you're not, it's pretty boring. But I
Mhm.
sit in the office and kind of dictate what goes on. So
So you were dom in your career too.
basically, yeah, basically.
Okay.
Basically, I do a lot of crisis management.
Okay.
Yeah, do a lot of crisis
Interesting.
management.
Well, everyone's
So
normal child
that's
is
the
boring. We all got to make the
hmm
money, the moolah, some way.
yeah. You need that. You need that health insurance.
Mm.
And the way I be flicking my wrist, I definitely need that health insurance.
Okay. So I don't know if you're familiar with any mental health type of in like communication wise. Like, do you know what a narcissist is?
I do know what a narcissist is.
You say you do?
Yeah, I know what a yeah I do.
Well, can you give me a definition?
Whew, man, there's a million definitions of being a narcissist. Like an example of being a narcissist.
Yes.
Um,
Hmm.
so I would say, sheesh. All right, let me just give you a. Then you put me on the spot.
Yeah.
So someone with narcissistic behavior is someone that basically they feel like everything that they do is right. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So if I'm doing wrong, it's benefiting me. My mentality is making me believe that everything is evolved around what I'm doing, and everybody
mm.
else is wrong. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's like when it comes to dating, you have somebody that has narcissistic behaviors that's going to make a woman feel like she's crazy for something that he's doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm gonna push the energy off of me, and I'm gonna push it to you, and make you feel guilty, make you feel
Mhm.
like I'm the
You did
victim for
something
something that I'm
wrong.
doing to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even someone that's like that, takes advantage of women, takes advantage of seducing somebody for their own personal gain. With no intentions of anything good for them, all maliciously seducing someone mentally, physically. To be able to use them kind of like a puppet. Those are like narcissistic behaviors.
That's definitely the actual definition. I mean, narcissism is pretty much because people use this word loosely, like they use a lot of words loosely and not
Mhm.
know the actual definition terms, but you explained it perfectly. Simply, a narcissist is somebody that wants the spotlight on them all the time. It always gotta be what I want and forget you. And then when you want something in return of it, they make you feel guilty for wanting needs and desires as well. So
Mhm.
yes, that's pretty much what narcissism is, and they do play mind games with you to make you feel guilty for you haven't spent time with me today. Well, why you hounding me? You know, it's like, well, if you in a relationship with the person, it has to be a give and take out of any partnership. That's why it's called a partnership, because we're all partners. It's always got to be a give a little, take a little, you know? So that was a perfect explanation of what narcissism is.
So there's a lot of people that relate narcissists with people that are actually doms in the BDSM community. From the outside looking in, being a dom could be perceived as someone that's a narcissist. But if you don't have an understanding for it and you haven't took your time to educate yourself, I can 100% see how someone can feel like anybody that's a dominant, anybody that puts a woman into a dom sub dynamic is a narcissist, because you don't understand the dynamic. Like, for example, I've had somebody call me a narcissist because I was a dom. And they're looking at what I make a submissive do, but they're not understanding why. They're not understanding the outcome that I'm trying to achieve. They don't understand the behavior that I'm trying to break and rebuild back up. And they also don't understand is that this person has seen this ahead of time, has been shown this, has agreed to this, and is okay with what she's going to be subjected to. That's one thing somebody from the outside looking in doesn't know. You know what I mean? Like if I say, one of my rules is, say you were coming to me, you were interested in being a submissive, and I was vetting you. You cannot speak to males privately without my permission. Now that sounds controlling to just a regular person. That sounds like, that's narcissistic behavior. You can't speak to no guys without his permission. You're giving full control to someone. This is total control. But you have to trust this person to give total control. Right. And if you come to me and we have our process of vetting, you're not my submissive yet, and I lay it all out in front of you in writing. These are my rules. These are my guidelines. Each one has a reason. This right here, particular, no talking to God, whatever, so and so. It's not no talking to guys. It's not talking to guys without permission. I'm cool with the girl talking to a guy. I want you to explain to me who this person is, tell me the relationship, and be 100% sure this person has no hidden agenda. Then you can continue. I want to make a submissive that I'm with self-aware that there are guys that are friends, there are guys that are predators. There's guys that are sheep, wolves in sheep clothing, you know what I mean? Not every guy is sincere. Not every guy has good intentions. And not saying wanting to fuck a girl is bad. I can cuss on here, right? Not saying a guy that wants to fuck her has bad intentions, but it's bad intentions if I present myself as a friend and just a friend, but I have a ulterior motive. And when I have a submissive, and if you don't have this conversation with me, and all you hear is, if you talk to Leezus, you can't speak to any guys privately. But you don't get this explanation I just gave. Now, somebody from the outside looking in can say he has narcissistic behaviors.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So there's a lot of
exactly.
As a
you're absolutely right. It's all about the intention to it. It's one thing, and then you very articulate. What you explained to me made perfect sense. It connected to my brain and made me process it to be like, he's right. You absolutely right. Especially if you laid it down the line in the beginning. For people to know you, they have to know that you're dom. So to become in a relationship with you, you have to know that you probably would have to be, if you agree to it, the submissive. So submission is pretty much giving your partner some control, not being controlling, but to be able to feel comfortable. Now, first of all, you have to be comfortable to even give a person control. It's like somebody giving you your car keys. You can't just give anybody your car keys, right? You have to be able to trust that person.
That's the ultimate trust, is to give someone control of any part of free will that you have. Right now, you can do whatever you want to do. You don't have restrictions. You choose to give part of, you're giving control to this person. Now, everybody is different when it comes to dom sub dynamics. Some people are total control. Some people are partial. Some people just do it in the bedroom. Some people do it maybe every weekend it might be that, whatever, you know what I mean? So it changes the person, and then what they're comfortable giving control or taking control of. Not all doms are comfortable with taking full control of everything from a submissive. They can, and in fairness, I should only be willing to take control of what I can handle.
Right.
You see, yeah. So that's a big thing too, knowing that. And everybody is different. Like even someone as a master usually is total control of everything. There's nothing left undone, even to the extent of kids, your work, everything. Me personally, I don't deal with anything that has to do with your kids, your job, your religion, or your family. You see, so that's my personal thing. But just relating back to you talking about a narcissist, us as doms in the community, we get that title from a lot of vanilla people, and people judge and assume and say, "Oh, you're a dom, you're a narcissist." You know what I mean? You have narcissistic behavior, but you haven't educated yourself. You ever asked the question why I do something? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You haven't. Yeah. And for me, I don't go after submissives. I don't chase. I'm not a hunter. You're gonna have to come to me. I might go 6 months without even speaking with a submissive intimately or personally because I don't chase. You have to come to me. Then you have to show me that this is the lifestyle that you want. Then you have to see how my journey looks, and then you have to make a conscious decision if my journey aligns with your journey, because there's no need for us to continue. Because I want it to be a successful situation before we even step to being dom sub. This is why I have a process. That's why I have a vetting process. I have a consideration process before I even call you my submissive. And most ladies don't make it past that process because I put everything up front, and you have to be able to align for that. And I get a lot of pushback. I get a lot of not pushback. I get a lot of it doesn't. Let me say I don't want to say criticism, but a lot of people don't like me telling someone, "Hey, I may not be for you." And that's the realest thing somebody can say to anybody dating. Hey, listen, I'm feeling you. I love a vibe. I like what you represent, but I may not be for you because A, B, and C are non-negotiables, and this is something that you can't align with. So I'm being honest and telling you, hey, I do have feelings for you, but I may not be for you. And that's an adult thing to do. You get what I'm saying?
That is an adult thing to do, but I can understand why it's hard because it feels like rejection. And rejection, regardless. Like I had to tell niggas no, and they cussed me out afterwards. It's like, well, what do you want me to do? Keep pretending and lying to you? So it's nothing wrong. It's gonna hurt. You have to know that the rejection is going to hurt, but eventually people get over it. Life moves on. Like any breakup, it hurts, even if you broke up in peace. Just like, I don't think this is working. I just think we should just separate. Even if it's a peaceful breakup, you still going to feel that hurt because now it's like you lost your partner. It's like death is a loss. A relationship breakup is also a loss. You can experience the same pain of losing a loved one from losing your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever. So
I agree.
Yeah. So are you polyamorous or?
I am also polyamorous, and that
Okay.
plays a big part too, because I have to put that on the line. But I don't date every submissive that I get into a dynamic with. So there's a chance that I could have, let's just say, for example, now this is hypothetically, you're interested in being a submissive, and me and you start talking and vetting. My first thing is to see if you are looking to date your dom or you're just looking to have the dom sub dynamic, because that goes deeper. Because now we're interacting on personal time. I might meet your kids. I might meet your family. If we're just doing it for the dom sub dynamic, you can separate the two. You know what I mean? There's things that you don't even involve yourself with when it comes to just being indulged in submission. So that's one thing that with myself, if say you're someone that I'm looking at dating, I have to put it out there, this is going to be a polyamorous situation, whether I have another submissive or I have a partner that just might be a bottom to me, you know what I mean? But this is a person that I'm dating, you know what I mean? Because I can date someone without them being my submissive. They're going to be submissive to me, but they don't have to be actually my submissive in service under protocol. So that could happen. So yeah, I've been poly for around the same time that I got introduced to the lifestyle,
Wow.
about 20 years. So I've been dating poly off and on. Most of my relationships have been poly relationships or open poly to where we were looking for, actively looking for a partner, dating different, dating people together. Um,
Mm.
I was actually a partner to a married woman, and her husband he had a partner. So I explored all types of different dynamics. I explored all types of
Interesting.
yeah,
That's cool because every poly relationship have their own rules, and some want you to date both of them, the man and the woman. Some just want
hmm
you to date the man. Some want you to sleep with the woman. So poly is never just one thing. It's multiple based off what your relationship boundaries are
yeah,
and what your standards are.
hmm
You can't just have anybody in your space. You
not
have
at
to
all.
make sure the person is right and fits perfectly in your already built dynamic that you already created with another person, you
Yeah,
know, and see if that can be just an add on to what you already had created.
yep. But see, me personally, I would like my dynamic, and this is kind of how I maneuver. If I meet a woman, before I move into a relationship with her, I would want to find that second person or that third, or find that third or that fourth person before we actually start building a relationship. This is why I
Mm,
have a lot of friendships with poly women that I might talk off and on or kind of casually date, not seriously date, until I'm able to match that partnership up. Because what I don't want to do again is have a relationship for 3 years and then add someone on for something that has already been growing for 3 years. I would rather start it
right,
together. So this is
right.
one of the main reasons why I've been choosing to not invest fully into a straight relationship, but just kind of date and keep people around um, cordially, whatever, you know what I mean, and keep that open line of communication. And I do have an interest in you, whatever. If you're single and I'm single at the time, and I meet somebody, hey, let's go out on a date. Like right now, I have there's probably about 5 women that I can say, hey, you know what? I met a girl. I think y'all two might vibe. I can see this right here. Let's go on a date and see if it works. Let's go on a date and
Okay,
see if the energy is there, not see if it works. So,
right.
but I'm in a poly community, so stuff like that happens all the time. You know what I mean?
And
Somebody might want, yeah.
that's why I like poly relationships more than just monogamy relationships,
Hmm.
because you always can leave a door open for somebody, you
Yeah,
know, because you poly, you can date somebody and still have a door open for somebody else without the other person being offended by it. Cause it's like,
yeah,
well, this is poly. We're all open to, hopefully at the end of it, find your life partner.
hmm,
Hopefully that's the goal of the dating situation, you finding an actual partner, a life partner or a soulmate at the end of it, and you all
yes.
can just get along in that dynamic. So,
I had a conversation with someone, and I was explaining. So let's say her name was Keisha, and I'm like, and so me and Keisha didn't work solo. We're good, have fun together. Didn't work solo to move on to a relationship. But me and Keisha worked perfectly together with Kim, and Kim was
mm,
able to bridge the gap and make us able to take a step forward into a relationship.
mm,
So sometimes it might take another person to bridge the gap to what y'all both are missing to connect it and make it the perfect dynamic. You know
okay.
what I mean? And a lot of people don't look at stuff like that. You might be incomplete with this person. You might like him. Do you ever have a guy that you say, "I love him to death, but we're better as friends,"
Yeah.
or "I love him, but I couldn't"? What's stopping that? What's the missing link to that? You
Mm.
know what I mean? Somebody might be able to bring that missing link. You never know. But that's the beauty with being polyamorous. You might not be you might not be able to settle with A, but you can settle with A and B are combined. You
Mm.
know what I mean? You might be vice versa. You might not be able to settle down with a man. You might not be able to settle down with a woman, but you can settle down with both together because now you're getting both relationships. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That might
It's
be your
like the best of
situation.
both worlds type of
Yeah.
thing, you know.
But and then it's not even sexually wise, but emotionally and
Right.
mentally best of both worlds.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
And that's the
everybody,
best thing ever. I can't orgasm if it's nothing mental, you know.
yeah.
That's just me.
Like I don't comfort with the same. I don't comfort with every woman the same. You know what I mean? Just like every woman, I don't let every person. Let me say this in general because I don't even want to say it women wise. There's women that I can respect their opinion. There's women that I just need to listen. That makes sense. And I've met.
No, explain that. What do you mean by that?
So, like for example, I have women that I've met in my life that I can listen and respect their opinion on them giving me advice. There's women in my life that they might not have been through enough for me to respect their opinion on a topic, but I'm okay with venting to them, and they're a good listener. There's people that are good talkers. There's people that are good listeners. You see, some people get comfort from just being there for you, letting you let it out. Some people get comfort for you to giving you constructive criticism, but you respect them enough to take it. Everybody can't give everybody constructive criticism, right or wrong.
Right.
Yeah. And everybody, you don't need them to say it's going to be okay. Some people you need to say, nigga, you need to do A, B, and C. It's not going to be okay unless you do that. But it's received different depending on who's giving that energy to you. So for you might be the person that's like, Leezus, that's not you. That's not us. I might go to so-and-so where she just need to listen to me. And bitch, and then I come to you like, you done getting that shit out? Get it together. Be who you are. You see what I'm saying? You might need that. You might come to me because I'm firm. I'm this is that, whatever. And then you might need to just vent to our girlfriend. Because you come to me, I'm going to shut it down and tell you to get it together. We out. We're going to go handle this now. You might not need that at that moment. But you need it, but you don't need it at that moment. But I may not be available to give you that. And she's available to give you that. Because she knows once you're ready to go to him, he's going to straighten you up. We're going to get it together. If you ain't ready for that, let's go have some drinks. Go get our nails done. Let's go do all that. Then we're going to go talk to Daddy.
Okay.
That work?
That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
So, man, that just got me confused and discombobulated.
Let me see if I can.
So what would be your ideal, like perfect poly? Do you have like maybe 2 girlfriends, maybe 3 girlfriends, maybe 6? What would be your idea of perfect poly?
2 or 3, it depends because I need to have a submissive into there. Like I'm typically with 2 submissives at a time. So my perfect situation that was in line were 2 submissives and I had a switch that wasn't my submissive, but she was in the community and and we were able to maneuver and all that, whatever. So it would probably be 3 because I need one that I can kind of put at that equal level that is submissive to me, but not my submissive.
Okay.
And then the others are in protocol. It's a different energy for someone that's in protocol than dealing with someone that's submissive to me, but she's not my actual sub, that she's just submissive. So the energy is different. So it's gonna be kind of like where the chips fall type of situation. You know what I mean? I'm not going to force getting if I have 2 situations that's perfect, I'm not going to force getting another person. You know what I mean? I'm not going to force that. But if it comes around and it makes sense and it adds to the team, and I'm big on, somebody just asked me a question about, should, she was being vetted by a dom and found out that the dom was vetting a girl that she actually personally knew. And they found out, by accident. And he's been vetting this girl for 2 months. And I'm like, well, why didn't y'all meet as soon as you met her? And I'm like, that should have been introduced from the beginning because I need all my energy. I need my whole team to be on the same page. I need the energy to flow. I need to make sure y'all going to vibe from the beginning or I'm not going to continue with that person. I might like you to the fullest, but if I have 2 submissives and they're actively trying to vibe with you and they're not on some sabotage love type shit and that don't work, then it's a problem. You know what I mean? It's a problem. Right. You gotta fit into the mold.
And people need to understand that we need to be realistic. we all have feelings, people. Like, we all have emotions that we are jealous. We might be envious. We might feel some type of way. And it's natural. A man is allowed to feel what he feels if it's in a healthy aspect, but he is allowed to be jealous. And a woman is allowed to be jealous. It's like, this is my house, right? And we built this house together. And you dated someone like a couple months and I didn't know, and you just told me 2 months later, I'm dating this person. Okay. Now you allowing somebody to come into our space that we built, and it's like, why you didn't tell me this? It's going to be some insecurities being brought up, because it's like, why you dated her for 2 months, you never told me, and then you just like, people thoughts going to get to that point sometimes. Just like in the Lion Kingdom, that's why some people associate poly with the lioness and the lion and the kings and queens and stuff like that, because it is just like that. The lion is supposed to be the protector of all the lioness and the cubs. The lioness and is supposed to be able to get the meats and be able to make sure the family's good and territorial with their environment, making sure everything's good and straight. And that's the lion and the king's role as well. He's supposed to make sure everything's just what it's supposed to be. This is what it is. This is how we're going to do this. And, it's structure based. So if you have an outsider coming into what you created in the lion's den and it's not a good fit, that's making everything a mess. That's now nothing makes sense. Now it's all this conflict because it's too much personalities. Everybody has a different personality too, that you have to know that y'all can match in some type of way. Like, my whole thing is mental. Mentally, if you can get me mentally there, I'm with it. If it makes sense, I'm with it. But if you introduce me somebody that can't even finish a whole sentence, I'm going to be like, what the hell? That's going to annoy me. So you have to make sure that whoever you bring in, it matches, it flows with whatever you created in your lion's den. That's my thought process of it.
No, I agree. I 100% agree. 100% agree. You got to sit down and break stuff down sometime and explain. But to me, when somebody is of the mindset of being poly, it's easier. You know what I mean? I'm at the stage where I can't, like, if you're I don't want nobody open to poly. I want someone that is already poly, and that's your mentality. I don't want someone that I want to try. I'm curious about it. At my age, that's not it for me. You know what I mean? I don't want to teach polyamory. You see what I'm saying? I want you to come with this mind state, and the only issue is you haven't found your perfect dynamic yet. That's what I want you to come to me as. Not come to me as, I've been curious about it for years. I want to try. I don't need you to try it with me over here. I'm good. So I need that mentality that you just explained. I need that to come into play.
Okay. Well, I mean, I appreciate you being here. I know you have a flight to catch soon, so I don't want to keep you too long. You
said we got enough time for another question or two. We got
a
couple more minutes. You can throw another question, yeah. Especially if you smile like that. You know what I mean? I might have to, I might have to risk running through the airport to catch this flight.
Oh my God.
Like that.
Okay. So when will be your next show? That would be my last question.
Cool. So my next show, I have a private thing in Atlanta this weekend that I can't promote. So my next show will be next weekend. I will be in New York. What is this called? Let me see. I gotta look through my flyers. Let me see. I'm bad at this. Just the easiest way to do it. Let me see. So next week is let me see. I'm sorry. Okay, so next week I will be at what is this called? The summer launch. I don't know if that's the name of the summer launch with Nubian Excellence in New York. I'll be set up. I'm not doing a live demonstration, but I'll be set up doing interaction with all the guests for that event. And that's July 22nd. After that, I have July 29th, the Craven Experience. That'll be in Dallas. That is actually a TV show being shot. And they're
Oh,
pitching the pilot to a
wow.
couple of major, yeah. So there's a bunch of major talent that are in the kink community that do similar but different things, and the whole show is shot live.
Mm.
So I'm going down there to shoot that and do the live demonstration, and that is actually going to be in Dallas. It's going to be in Houston, San Antonio, Memphis, and there's another city. So that's like a 5 city tour down there. And I got invited. I was blessed to be invited to that by Kink Hut. So that'll be the 29th. And then I'll be back in Philly for the Freaknik, a Freaknik event.
They
And
really do a Freaknik?
they're doing a Freaknik event, and I am doing a live demonstration there.
What?
That is
I thought that was a rumor. Like, really?
yeah, that is August. That is August 5th. I don't think it's the actual Freaknik, but it's a party that they're promoting the Freaknik theme. But um,
Wow.
that'll be August 6th.
In my
So
birthday
that's
month too? Oh no.
yeah. So I mean, you should come out to that. You know what I mean? Come up on stage with me.
Oh, okay.
Experience the experience. So and Pizza and Porn will be back up and going after the summer. So it's taking a break from Pizza and Porn. So there'll be no Pizza and Porn the rest of the summer. So
Mm.
I'll start back up in September with Pizza and Porn because I did that for over a year straight. A
Wow.
year straight, successful, sold out. So we just decided to take a break from it for the summer, revamp, re-energize. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of hard when you get your page shut down. So yeah.
Haters. Haters.
Yeah. You see, I had a panic. I had a panic yesterday because somebody reported me. I got flagged, so I started. I haven't posted. I'm gonna wait a couple of days before I post again, though. But
Mm.
yeah, and then my last thing, I just booked another live demonstration in Jamaica at Hedonism. So
Nice.
I will be in Jamaica next year again, doing a live demonstration. Hopefully, I'll do another one on the yacht again. I don't know if you saw my
I seen it. Man, you
so
living
yeah,
the good life, man.
but you are welcome to come. I will
Okay.
send you the information. You're welcome to come. It's definitely an experience. But yeah, so those are the things that I have lined up. I got a couple of things in negotiation. So so events pop up here and there. Like this Atlanta event was literally out the blue.
Mm.
So I get booked a lot for private stuff, and then you get to some major kink stuff. But
Take
yeah,
that
you
as a
could,
compliment. You obviously doing something really well to have all these people wanting you just to spank them.
I'm trying. Listen, I'm trying. I'm trying to normalize kink. That's my motto: normalize kink.
Okay.
Make it normal for everybody. But I definitely appreciate you having me on the show.
And I appreciate you being here. Thank you for coming.
No problem. And we will chat off of here whenever you're available. And I would
Okay.
definitely like to invite you to a show front row.
Okay. Keep in touch. I'll definitely will be inboxing you soon.
I definitely will. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you. Bye. So, so my next topic, guys, that I want to talk about, and this is a great segue, is the whole situation with Jonah Hill and his ex-girlfriend currently. Just like my co-host said today, being a dom might come off as controlling. It might come off as being narcissistic. But if the rules were already set in play, and if you already knew what it was coming into it, what are you? Where's the confusion? And they also correlated this with the Kiki Palmer situation and her boyfriend. And yeah, it's the same correlation. You knew who I was when you met me. Okay. Kiki Palmer is an entertainer, right? She has to be in these rooms with all these amazing, fantastic people. And recently just came out on the news that her boyfriend and Kiki, they have a show together called Baby That's Kiki or something. It's Kiki Palmer. And they have a podcast show together. And he and her explained, this probably happened months ago prior to the incident that he tweeted recently, that what did you think when you started dating me? And he thought that you were perfect. You have to be perfect because you are on TV. You on, everybody loves you. Everybody knows who you are. This is, your brand is perfection. So in you being perfect, I have to be perfect, right? So him seeing his girl, being a regular girl, dancing on Usher, which any girl who's an Usher fan would love to do, he took it as, why would you, to a man's mind, right? A a real masculine man's mind who don't have this whole red pill, they said the red pill mentality is a woman's supposed to sit home, cook, clean, smith, this and that. For a regular man who sees his woman that he loves, that he cares about, that he produced a child with, dancing on any other man, forget if it was Usher, any other man, you don't think he was going to be a little jealous, a little insecure, a little be like, you know? Now, his outburst was not right, but he had the right to be upset. If you love a person, regardless, you don't want to see that person, filling up on anybody if you don't know that person well enough to be like, oh, it's okay. Some people, depending on relationship dynamic, probably be like, oh, that's my girl, that's my girl. And others be like, girl, if you don't sit your butt down and chill, And with Jonah Hill, it's clear that he told this girl, these are my standards. This is what I want, my boundaries. It sounds and it looks like he's manipulating her. But do we really know that was real manipulation? The issue I have with it is, if he knew this girl was a model, if he knew this girl was a surfer, why now that you in a relationship want to change all that? If you will look and read through all those text messages like I did, it sounded like he knew. It sounded like, I know this is what you do, but you have to change this up just a little bit because it's making me feel uncomfortable. He sounded like a manipulator. Yeah, but he's not. She had the right to leave, and she did the smart thing and left. Some people get in relationships because the idea of them is fascinating, right? So you get into the relationship and you see her take off her wig. Now you know she bald. She take off her eyelashes. Now you know she don't got no long eyelashes. And depending on the girl, she might have butt implants. Now you looking for her get injections. When you with the person fully into an actual relationship with this person, things are going to come out of the relationship that you're going to be like, maybe, am I really up for this? It happens. So I understand if he knew she was a model and knew she was a surfer, he shouldn't have went there. But of course, he was infatuated by the fact of those things. And then when he got into the relationship, he was like, maybe this isn't for me. And it happens on a regular basis. Like, you never broke up with a person before. I don't know why she shouldn't have posted, just like Kiki's boyfriend shouldn't have posted, because what is you posting this stuff for? You letting the world be in your business, and they're going to pick and nitpick on every single detail of your relationship. And you probably think, oh, they're going to be on my side. They're going to, they're going to follow me because they obviously a fan since they're on my page. No. It's always going to be someone negative online that is going to nitpick the situation and make it into a bigger situation than it actually was. It's like when you hear a child misbehaving, you think, oh, you a bad parent, because why is your child misbehaving? why is your child doing this? But then you hear, oh, I spanked my child. I spanked my child. It's like, why would you spank your child? That's abuse. Why would you do that? I should call DHS because you're not supposed to, so what are we supposed to do here? I can't spank her because then you think that's abuse, but I can't also let her do whatever she wants because that's neglect. So you have to find the medium in the middle of those two things to have constructive criticism and constructive behavior. Jonah Hill was an ass, and it did look like he was manipulating this girl. But also in the messages, she was with it for a while. She was trying to accommodate his needs for a while. The issue is he didn't try to accommodate her needs. He just made a whole list of this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want. That sounds like a narcissist, right? It's me, I, the spotlight's on me. Well, he is an actor. So I'm assuming he do have some narcissistic behavior, but I can only assume. And he didn't seem like he was trying to accommodate her needs as well or negotiate. When you're in a relationship, you would have to negotiate, folks. I'm sorry. It's like I'm a model. If I model and I'm in a bikini or having a sexy photo shoot, ass out, tits out, curves, and all this shit, looking fly, and I meet a man who really wants to settle down with me, right? He sees me body, yada, 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 all the damn time. And he sees it on the internet, and he sees men fondling over this and like, oh, I love this and no, I like that. Now, I'm not going to respond to these things, but he can see that as, oh, she got so many choices and options out here. What can I bring to her? What can I do for her? I heard this guy was a swimsuit model too, or I heard this guy was a porn star. I heard this guy making $1 million a year, and he might feel insecure based off those things. And he might come to me and tell me, I don't like that photo. Why don't you like that photo? Oh, well, your boobs are too out. Your ass is too out. Well, I've been doing this for years. I mean, you knew this when you met me, but he's seen that one like of that multimillionaire, and he sees that as if he likes it, he wants it. Just like a lot of people assume on their social media, liking a photo means is an invitation in some form. And most of the time it is. Not all the time, but most of the time it is an invitation or at least a conversation, to start something. But a man's not going to understand. If a woman really loves you, if she's really loyal to you, she only have eyes for you. A woman's loyalty is to the depths of the earth. We be really 10 tones down when we're in love with this man. It doesn't matter who pursues you. You're not going to disrespect and go outside those boundaries because you love that man. But he's not going to think that way. Kiki boyfriend saw Kiki dancing on Usher. He's thinking, oh, he's about to take her to the hotel and bang the heck out of her. And Kiki wasn't even thinking on that time, but he obviously thought this is what it was going to lead to, and this is what was going to happen. And that was not the case. It's okay to feel jealousy. Sometimes I like a little jealousy. I like my man sometimes be like, oh, you with him again? Yeah, I am. I like a little jealousy if it's in a right, healthy manner. But it shows that he cares. It shows that he loves you. Do you really want a man that don't have no feelings whatsoever and you out here getting, what if you walking down the street wearing something really sexy, revealing, and a man sees you walking down the street, comes up to you and starts talking to you, flirting with you, or maybe even taking it further and smack your ass. And your man just sitting there just like, So what you gonna do? Not giving a fuck. No, you wouldn't like that, would you? You have to be realistic of what you're asking for, because you honestly, you can't have it both fucking ways. Like I said in my previous episode, you have to be realistic of what you're asking for when you pursue these people in a relationship, an actual real relationship. A real relationship to marriage takes compromise, takes communication, takes this is what I want, this is what I need, what do you need, what do you want, and we can compromise if it's reasonable and negotiable. Some people don't have compromise in their body, like Jonah Hill had. He said, this is what I want. It's either you with it or you're not. And obviously, she said she's not. And they parted ways. She's hurt by it, of course, because she probably felt like this is going to be up to marriage. This is about to be my meal ticket. She could have been thinking a lot of things. But like I said before, it doesn't matter. A breakup is a loss. Like you losing a loved one. It's going to hurt. And some people be petty. What she did was petty to me. Just like what Kiki's boyfriend did was petty. You know, because it's like, what do you want us to do? What are we supposed to do here? You want us to yell at Jonah? That's what's happening. You want us to yell at Kiki? That's what's happening. Now people think we have this whole debate online that women are just out here acting amok and acting wild and acting crazy. And it's like, no. We just need to understand we in a new day and age of relationships. We want traditional women, that takes a lot of tradition. But you have to find the person that matches your energy at the end of it. So that's all I wanted to say for today. I appreciate my guest today, sir. I appreciate everybody watching this evening. And thanks everyone for tuning in to Rens Red Room. And I'll see you next time.